So I've just pulled some cards because I want to look into what are your ex's next move. Let's see what's coming up for them and what they plan to do. I'm laughing because the first card that's coming is saving face. And we will talk about that, what it means in their context of what is it about them that they want to save face. Okay. So your ex is an ass. This is coming from your guides, their guides, not me, because I don't know them. Your ex is an ass. They have been an ass. They continue to be an ass. And with that, you're like, why do I need to be listening to the reading regarding what it is that they're doing? I think that the thing is that part of it feels that, yes, of course, it's your guides, their guides, giving me this information, but the other part feels as if they know within themselves that this is who they've been. So again, I only read the oracle cards when I'm drawn to reading it, and this one says you may need to grin and bear it to maintain respect and keep your job. Well, it's not applying to job, it's applying to the love. This is basically saying they have been wearing a mask. They have been showing to the outer world that they have moved forward, they have moved on, they are totally okay with you guys not being, together, and if it's a breakup, and your energy. So for the person who I'm reading this for, who it's resonated with and stuff, you have moved on. Whether that means you've moved on to a new relationship, or whether that just means that you have emotionally let go, moved on, don't want to be with them kind of energy, you have moved on. You're okay. You're in a really good place. Life is good. But your ex, they are living in a lot of regret. It's not saying that they haven't moved on, they kind of have, but you've left quite a big hole in their life, in their heart, in their energy. And this is wonderful that they have acknowledged that on a human level, not just on the 5D level. They did not appreciate you when you were there. They were living in fear